We got another trailer, boys. It's here. It looked amazing, and I'll talk about it. Jujutsu Kaisen Season 2 is one of the most anticipated shows this year, and if done right, it will easily surpass the first season in every single aspect. We got another look at this project in the form of a second trailer shown at the MAPPA stage hosted by Studio MAPPA, because who else would host something like that? I won't ramble on for too long, let's talk about this trailer and its visual quality. Make sure to subscribe, because that's a nice thing to do. Be nice, subscribe. The second season is obviously directed by Shotago Shizono. Also, Arifumi Imai pretty much confirmed his participation on Twitter, so this show couldn't be more blessed if it tried. The trailer opens up with this ominous shot of Geto with minimal line work, and I've talked about this before. The character designs in Season 2 appear to be a lot more simple looking. Generally speaking, the unnecessary line work has been removed and the meaningless detail on the fabric is no longer present, which, in my humble opinion, looks refreshing. Season 1 often looked too busy and therefore stiff. I love the updated designs. I'll talk more about those in a second. The shading work here looks top notch as well. There's this amazing sequence which highlights the all-around improved compositing. There's a lot of blue on screen here, but there's a clear light source and some well-defined shading work. Also, the gradient only adds to this look. The blue actually looks good. It's not overpowering. Also, some amazing morphing animation can be seen. This counts as morphing, right? Reverse morphing? I don't know. The frame rate is quite impressive here. Pay attention to the three-dimensionality of this trailer. I'll talk more about this in a bit, but basically, there's a lot of foreshortening going on. Certain things look bigger in a somewhat exaggerated way, depending on how close said thing is to the hypothetical camera. Animation is flat. Quite literally. The illusion of volume is added to it through tricks like these. Also love the lighting here, it's very satisfying to look at. We get this dynamic cut with incredible effects animation. Also, the sky looks very interesting. It's a strong, dry shade of yellow. Maybe they'll play around with the color palettes, who knows. Also, character acting. Lots of it. The simple movements actually move. The scenes have a lot of personality. They don't feel stiff and lifeless. This simple walk cycle, for example, it feels alive, and I'm sure the simplified character designs helped with that. Based on the comments from my previous trailer breakdown, a lot of people don't like the character design simplification, which is bizarre to me. Why would you want cluttered, overly busy designs, especially when they can lead to janky movement? That sounds stupid to me. Anyway, back to this trailer. Every shot has a sense of three-dimensionality and volume to it. The bars in this shot or even the fish in this cut, some amount of volume is always present. The trailer also contains plenty of fisheye shots, which isn't exactly surprising. We also get plenty of action, including this cut, which is most likely animated by Kosuke Kato. He animated this sequence from the first trailer. The background animation is quite good, and the mixture of smears, wind effects, and speed lines looks incredible. This cut has a snappy, energetic timing, and yes, it is very well animated. Some people actually think otherwise, which is absurd. There's more of that classic foreshortening. Notice how the individual elements gradually get smaller in a slightly exaggerated way. Toji jumping around reminds me of Sonic from One Punch Man. Also, the smears look top notch. The transition here is insane. This guy jumps into the camera and we can see Geto's reflection on his glasses, and that serves as the transition, which is insanely creative. Also, every single cut of action had some really well done camera work. The camera movement and the timing of the same is very competent. Some lovely background animation here and lots of movement. Love the way this guy moves around. This cut here has 4 different kinds of effects, which is insane to think about. This part of the trailer is very tightly edited, which is why the cuts seem to be short. I'm sure the actual version looks even more insane. Geto's curse looks amazing. The compositing effect is there, but it's a lot more toned down compared to the first season. Also, lots of movement, because why not? Toji swinging his weapon is accompanied by some top-notch wind animation. Also, there is a lot of Kanada-style kinetic lines around this part. Maybe this particular episode will feature a lot of animators who specialize in that style, or it may just be Kosuke Kato animating half the episode himself. Toji's movements have this rough style to it, which does go well with his character in all honesty. We finally get this money shot, with Gojo being Gojo. I've read the manga and this is one of the coolest moments ever, and it looks like the animation team will do it justice, which isn't exactly a surprise. Also, this really nice shot pops up after the credits because why not? Overall, this trailer looked incredibly promising. It presents a competent and a consistent look. The production situation is a bit concerning, but I hope this level of quality is present throughout the episodes. It looked amazing. So, now that we've talked about this new trailer, let's briefly go over the staff changes. Of course, Shota Goshizono has replaced Sanghu Park as the series director. Goshizono and Park have two very different styles. Their way of approaching an anime is different. Sanghu Park was primarily an action director. He very obviously prioritized action over everything else. He values impact over presentation, and as a result, certain departments from season 1 lacked an all-around level of consistency and a creative vision. Goshizono, on the other hand, prioritizes the overall presentation. If Park values impact, Goshizono values three-dimensionality. Park has his Parkisms and Goshizono has his. The fisheye shots, for example. The Goshizono directed episodes from season 1 were some of the best looking ones. Even the relatively limited episode 8 looked amazing. I'm sure he will present a new, fresh outlook. Ryota Aike will serve as the assistant director. He has been an episode director for shows like Kaguya-sama, Fire Force, Ranking of Kings, Attack on Titan, and more. I'm sure he'll be an integral part of this production. Jujutsu Kaisen Zero art director Junichi Higashi is now the new art director for the TV anime. And again, there's something so refreshing about his work. He handles that modern urban horror aesthetic really well. Sayaka Koiso is now a character designer for this show. She was a sub-character designer for season 1. Tadashi Hiramatsu is still a character designer for this show, but the designs from Core 1 are probably handled by Koiso. And just like Higashi's art direction, Koiso's designs feel refreshing. They are not bogged down with unnecessary detail. Last but not the least, Eiko Matsushima is the new color designer. She was the color designer for both the season 1 openings, and those speak for themselves. All in all, expect a major visual overhaul. The designs, the colors, the backgrounds, everything will look different, and that's probably a good thing. Season 1 featured incredible animation, but everything around it looked questionable. I hope this season will be different. That's about it. Heavenly Delusion looks really good. Click the video on screen to find out why. Make sure to like and subscribe, and until next time.